Germany demographics. With a population of 80.2 million according to the 2011 census, rising to at least 81.9 million as of December 31, 2015, Germany is the most populous country in the European Union, the second most populous country in Europe after Russia, and the 16th most populous country in the world. Its population density stands at 227 inhabitants per square kilometer, 588 per square mile. The overall life expectancy in Germany at birth is 80.19 years, 77.93 years for males and 82.58 years for females. The fertility rate of 1.41 children born per woman, 2011 estimates, or 8.33 births per 1,000 inhabitants, is one of the lowest in the world. Since the 1970s, Germany's death rate has exceeded its birth rate. However, Germany is witnessing increased birth rates and migration rates since the beginning of the 2010s, particularly a rise in the number of well-educated migrants. Four sizable groups of people are referred to as national minorities because their ancestors have lived in their respective regions for centuries. There is a Danish minority, about 50,000, in the northernmost state of Schleswig-Holstein. The Sorbs, a Slavic population of about 60,000, are in the Lusatia region of Saxony and Brandenburg. The Roma and Sinti live throughout country, and the Frisians are concentrated in Schleswig-Holstein's western coast and in the northwestern part of Lower Saxony. Approximately 5 million Germans live abroad, Auslandsdeutsch. Immigrant population. After the United States, Germany is the second most popular immigration destination in the world. As of 2016, about 10 million of Germany's 82 million residents did not have German citizenship, which makes up 12% of the country's population. The majority of migrants live in Western Germany, in particular in urban areas. The Federal Statistical Office classifies the citizens by immigrant background. Regarding the immigrant background, 22.5% of the country's residents, or more than 18.6 million people, were of immigrant or partially immigrant descent in 2016, including persons descending or partially descending from ethnic German repatriates. In 2015, 36% of children under 5 were of immigrant or partially immigrant descent. In 2011 census, as people with immigrant background, Personen mit Migrationshintergrund, were counted all immigrants, including ethnic Germans that came to the Federal Republic or had at least one parent settling here after 1955. The largest part of people with immigrant background is made up of returning ethnic Germans, Aussiedler and Spech-Aussiedler, followed by Turkish, European Union, and former Yugoslav citizens. In the 1960s and 1970s, the German governments invited guest workers, Gastarbeiter, to migrate to Germany for work in the German industries. Many companies preferred to keep these workers employed in Germany after they had trained them, and Germany's immigrant population has steadily increased. In 2015, the Population Division of the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs listed Germany as host to the second highest number of international migrants worldwide, about 5% or 12 million of all 244 million migrants. Germany ranks 7th amongst EU countries and 37th globally in terms of the percentage of migrants who made up part of the country's population. As of 2014, the largest national group was from Turkey, 2,859,000, followed by Poland, 1,617,000, Russia, 1,188,000, and Italy, 764,000. 740,000 people have African origins, an increase of 46% since 2011. Since 1987, around 3 million ethnic Germans, mostly from the former Eastern Bloc countries, have exercised their right of return and emigrated to Germany. Religion. Upon its establishment in 1871, Germany was about 2/3 Protestant and 1/3 Roman Catholic, with a notable Jewish minority. Other faiths existed in the state, but never achieved a demographic significance and cultural impact of these three confessions. Germany lost nearly all of its Jewish minority during the Holocaust. Religious makeup changed gradually in the decades following 1945. With West Germany becoming more religiously diversified through immigration and East Germany becoming overwhelmingly irreligious through state policies. It continues to diversify after the German reunification in 1990, with an accompanying substantial decline in religiosity throughout all of Germany and a contrasting increase of evangelical Protestants and Muslims. Geographically, Protestantism is concentrated in the northern, central and eastern parts of the country. These are mostly members of the EKD, which encompasses Lutheran, Reformed and administrative or confessional unions of both traditions dating back to the Prussian Union of 1817. Roman Catholicism is concentrated in the south and west. According to the 2011 German census, Christianity is the largest religion in Germany, claiming 66.8% of the total population. Relative to the whole population, 31.7% declared themselves as Protestants, including members of the Evangelical Church in Germany, EKD 30.8%, and the Free Churches, German, Evangelische Freikirchen 0.9%, and 31.2% declared themselves as Roman Catholics. Orthodox believers constituted 1.3%. Other religions accounted for 2.7%. According to the most recent data from 2016, the Catholic Church and the Evangelical Church claimed respectively 28.5% and 27.5% of the population. Both large churches have lost significant numbers of adherents in recent years. In 2011, 33% of Germans were not members of officially recognized religious associations with special status. Irreligion in Germany is strongest in the former East Germany, which used to be predominantly Protestant before state atheism, and major metropolitan areas. And 2017 estimate even shows that 37.0% of the German population were non-confessional. Islam is the second largest religion in the country. In the 2011 census, 1.9% of the census population, 1.52 million people, gave their religion as Islam, but this figure is deemed unreliable because a disproportionate number of adherents of this religion, and other religions, such as Judaism, are likely to have made use of their right not to answer the question. Figures from Religionswissenschaftlicher Medien und Informationsdienst suggest a figure of 4.4 to 4.7 million, around 5.5% of the population, in 2015. A study conducted by the Federal Office for Migration and Refugees found that between 2011 and 2015 the Muslim population rose by 1.2 million people, mostly due to immigration. Most of the Muslims are Sunnis and Alawites from Turkey, but there are a small number of Shiites, Ahmadiyas and other denominations. Other religions comprising less than 1% of Germany's population are Buddhism with 270,000 adherents, Judaism with 200,000 adherents, and Hinduism with some 100,000 adherents. All other religious communities in Germany have fewer than 50,000 adherents each. Languages. German is the official and predominant spoken language in Germany. Standard German is a West Germanic language and is closely related to and classified alongside Low German, Dutch, Afrikaans, Frisian, and English. To a lesser extent, it is also related to the North Germanic languages, and the extinct East Germanic languages, to an even lesser extent. Most German vocabulary is derived from the Germanic branch of the Indo-European language family. Significant minorities of words are derived from Latin and Greek, with a smaller amount from French and most recently English, known as Tanglish. German is written using the Latin alphabet. German dialects, traditional local varieties traced back to the Germanic tribes, are distinguished from varieties of Standard German by their lexicon, phonology, and syntax. It is one of 24 official and working languages of the European Union, and one of the 3 working languages of the European Commission. German is the most widely spoken first language in the European Union, with around 100 million native speakers. Recognized native minority languages in Germany are Danish, Low German, Low Rhenish, Sorbian, Romani, North Frisian and Saterland Frisian. They are officially protected by the European Charter for Regional or Minority Languages. The most used immigrant languages are Turkish, Kurdish, Polish, the Balkan languages, and Russian. Germans are typically multilingual. 67% of German citizens claim to be able to communicate in at least one foreign language and 27% in at least 2. The Goethe Institute is a non-profit German cultural association operational worldwide with 159 institutes. It is offering the study of the German language and encouraging global cultural exchange. Education. Responsibility for educational supervision in Germany is primarily organized within the individual federal states. Optional kindergarten education is provided for all children between 3 and 6 years old, after which school attendance is compulsory for at least 9 years. Primary education usually lasts for 4 to 6 years. Secondary education includes 3 traditional types of schools focused on different academic levels. The gymnasium enrolls the most gifted children and prepares students for university studies. The Realschule for intermediate students lasts 6 years and the Hauptschule prepares pupils for vocational education. The Gesamtschule unifies all secondary education. A system of apprenticeship called Duale Ausbildung leads to a skilled qualification which is almost comparable to an academic degree. It allows students in vocational training to learn in a company as well as in a state-run trade school. This model is well regarded and reproduced all around the world. Most of the German universities are public institutions, and students traditionally study without fee payment. The general requirement for university is the Abitur. However, there are a number of exceptions, depending on the state, the college and the subject. Tuition-free academic education is open to international students and is increasingly common. According to an OECD report in 2014, Germany is the world's third leading destination for international study. Germany has a long tradition of higher education. The established universities in Germany include some of the oldest in the world, with Heidelberg University, established in 1386, being the oldest. It is followed by the Leipzig University, 1409, the Rostock University, 1419, and the Greifswald University, 1456. The University of Berlin, founded in 1810 by the liberal educational reformer Wilhelm von Humboldt, became the academic model for many European and Western universities. In the contemporary era, Germany has developed 11 universities of excellence: Humboldt University Berlin, the University of Bremen, the University of Cologne, TU Dresden, the University of Tübingen, RWTH Aachen, FU Berlin, Heidelberg University, the University of Konstanz, LMU Munich, and the Technical University of Munich. Health. Germany's system of hospices, called Krankenhaus, dates from medieval times, and today, Germany has the world's oldest universal healthcare system, dating from Bismarck's social legislation of the 1880s. Since the 1880s, reforms and provisions have ensured a balanced healthcare system. Currently, the population is covered by a health insurance plan provided by statute, with criteria allowing some groups to opt for a private health insurance contract. According to the World Health Organization, Germany's healthcare system was 77% government-funded and 23% privately funded as of 2013. In 2014, Germany spent 11.3% of its GDP on healthcare. Germany ranked 20th in the world in life expectancy with 77 years for men and 82 years for women, and it had a very low infant mortality rate, 4 per 1,000 live births. In 2010, the principal cause of death was cardiovascular disease, at 41%, followed by malignant tumors, at 26%. In 2008, about 82,000 Germans had been infected with HIV/AIDS and 26,000 had died from the disease, cumulatively, since 1982. According to a 2005 survey, 27% of German adults are smokers. Obesity in Germany has been increasingly cited as a major health issue. A 2007 study shows Germany has the highest number of overweight people in Europe.